Welcome back to my next powerlifting session. It's gonna be last week's squat and bench and this week's squat and bench. Last week's was the second session of the week, and then last week was the third session of the week, and then this week's the second session. So it's last Fridays and this Wednesdays. So that would be June 24th, and then last week, whatever that was, is probably a Wednesday. No, that Friday. Yeah, so that's last Fridays and then June 24th. So scratch that. It's actually June 17th, last Wednesday. So it's a week apart, so it's perfect. Both of my second squat and bench sessions, so they're like really easy to analyze because not like the third one on bench and the second one on bench, because I do bench 3 times a week, but I only squat and deadlift twice. So squat and deadlifts are usually going to be pretty even, like week to week basis, but the only tricky one's the bench, because like I don't want to like review off days that don't match from the week apart. So Wednesday, June 17th, I'm trying to remember how this day felt. So I upload every single session I have. That's like my training log is my Instagram stories. And if you follow me on Instagram, you may think like, that's not true. You don't post every single thing. I'll post like clips of it for the public to see, like my top single, my best set of whatever I did. So there's always something from the training session I did. But on my close friends, which is just pretty much me, I post every single thing. So I see it for myself. It says the RPE, it says the date and the day of and whatever, everything like that I need to know, so there's no way I can forget. I'm very specific about it. So looking at that, and I actually do remember this day. You know, this was an early training session. I'm pretty sure it was at 3 in the morning. No, it might have been at 2 in the morning. I'm not sure. I like going early, but I'm starting to go late as of late because, you know, I'll take naps like late in the day, like not late, but midday, so then I can't sleep. So when it's time to go to the gym, I'm tired, I sleep again. Like today I went at 10 in the morning. But as far as RPE went and everything, like warming up was like squats. I can't say it enough, but it's like it's my easiest lift for sure. But warming up was like, it felt good. I felt like, you know, I could warm up with way more. My last warm up, you know, it's just, I was honestly playing with the weight, but the actual working sets, once we get to that on the video, it was honestly like, you know, I would say RPE, like, I would say worst RPE 8, and that's not because the sets were RPE 8. That sounds like that's actually kind of high and kind of hard, but I say RPE 8 because sometimes the last rep, like the last rep and a half, not 2 reps, the belt was very tight and made those reps really hard. Like sometimes I put the belt too tight and I'm just not used to it, so I can't breathe, and that's the only thing that makes it hard, honestly. But they were, for the most part, RPE 7 to 7.5. I would even say RPE 7.3. Yeah, I'm just making up RPEs, but it was a real good day for squats. You know, I try to control myself on squats because I know for a fact I can blow by all these numbers. I do like 350. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. My 352 3-rep max, like that was like so easy. I could have done 5. RPE 6.5. Like honestly, like I would even say 6, but I like to give people benefit of doubt. Like people probably watching, oh, it's RPE 10, whatever. 6.5 at most, and it was honestly 3, super easy. Could have done 5, and that was the 3-rep max. I didn't even mention that. So yeah, the 3-rep max really set me up for the 316 for 3x5. The 316, like I said, I try to control myself and not go too heavy because I know squat's my best lift, and I don't want to just like go balls to the walls. Like that's like, I think that's one of the worst ideas to do before a meet, and just like honestly kill yourself before the meet and just see what you can do. Actual day, hit your like third attempts, like, you know, 2 weeks out or 3 weeks out. It's not something I would do, but I would get really close to it. Like as I'm coming, like I'll be documenting it and posting videos, but I don't want to even go, like I want to be like, for like deadlift, for example, since that one is like, I'm not too confident about deadlift like I am like squat. I'm actually more confident with bench now, sadly, than deadlift, which is good. I'm pretty proud of that. 9 years, I was always like weak on bench. I could say 10 years, but like lately it's been getting better. But for deadlift, like I'm probably going to work up to 479 single, like mid-July, like close to the... No, yeah, it would probably be actually first week of August because the meet's August 16th. So first week of August, and then, you know, I'm going to taper the week before the meet. But yeah, 479 is the most I want to do for deadlift. And for squat, I'm probably looking at like 424.5, like top single. And I feel like those both will be easy. And bench, ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, honestly, because my goal is to open up more than my last third attempt. So my third attempt's 369 squat, 248 bench, 457 deadlift. So I want to at least open. I think I'm a open higher with all of them, within all of them. So for me, that's like a world record for me. Of Of course, it's not a world record. I'm way too weak for that. But it's like a personal record, a big-time personal record that feels like a world record. You know, I would love to open up with my first attempt heavier than my third attempts every single meet. I know that's not possible, but if I give myself enough time, it probably will be. Yeah, so as for bench, 215 4x4, you know, I kind of regretted going so light. But more than anything, I'd rather be safe than sorry in this situation with bench. Because, like I mentioned with squat, I don't want to get too comfortable and go too heavy and be, like, balls to the walls and then, like, you know, just bomb out of the meet for squats, or just, like, you know, have, like, be overconfident and honestly just be too unrealistic. I want to be as realistic as possible, because with squat, I could do that if I really wanted to, because that's my favorite lift, my best lift, my most comfortable lift. It doesn't even hurt when I do squats. I don't feel it in my quads. I mean, I do, but not like bench and deadlift, how I feel it there. But what I'm saying is bench, you know, I'm really just starting to get the groove on my form and staying so tight and having good leg drive and really, like, retracting my scapula even before I even, like, descend on the way down on bench. Like, that's, like, the biggest cue for me lately is just my scapulas staying tight. Like, I seriously lat pull down the shit out of my arc before I get in there. You could see me doing it. It's seriously like I'm doing an inverted row on the bench, but I treat it like a lat pull down. And, you know, my leg drive, you know, I've always been good at keeping my butt on the bench, but that's like that's one of the biggest cues to keep it on, because if it's off, you're getting 3 red lights automatically. So, like I said, I want to open up probably, I know it's a little too early to tell, but on bench, I'll probably want to open up with 253, which is higher than, that'll be a bench PR as an opener, or just period, because I've never done that much. I've done 251, but it wasn't paused and it was fast and I bounced it, so let's just not count that. So 253 and probably like, 269 second attempt, and I don't know, I might go for 287 third attempt, or 281.5, but for sure 2 plates, which is 276. So that's my goal for that. So for last week's session, the squat was 316 pounds for a 3x5 on squat, and it was really easy. And for bench, it was 215 4x4. They were both like really like conservative, easy numbers. But the thing about these numbers, not so much on the squat, but more on the bench. This was heavy for me once upon a time in bench. Like, that would be like 5 sets of 3, and I'd be pushing it. 215 would be. So these are like, I mean, there's always like gas left in the tank on pretty much every session I do. Even if it's a little heavy, it's always like I had some extra reps in the tank. Like, 316 for 3x5 was a little conservative, and the bench was 2, but this is how it went. Now on to yesterday's squat and bench session, and here's a quick little warm-up. I didn't record all the warm-ups like I usually do, but there's a quick warm-up at 325 for a single. I like to, like, I don't know if this is common, but I just kind of made this up on my own, just do a single of the weight I'm about to do, just to get used to it. Sometimes, I wouldn't do 3, it'd probably waste your energy, but if I feel like I'll probably do 3 once in a while. So that was 325 just to get used to it. This was beltless. Like I said, the whole week was going to be beltless until I did the top singles. So 3x5 beltless, honestly, I was the day before I had done deadlift. No, 2 days before, because I rested Tuesday, but I did deadlifts. And honestly, it was just like a little sore on my lower back from doing beltless deadlifts. But the beltless deadlifts were really easy, even with the horrible Texas deadlift bar with no knurling. And so this one, it was RPE. All of them were 7. And on the third set, like, I really paused the fifth rep. I mean, I could have done it every single. I could have done them all paused for 5. But I'm just, like I said, I'm trying not to get too crazy, not too cocky, overconfident. I just really trying to stick to schedule, to plan week by week. I'm really planning on what I want to do, like, right before when I peak, like right before pretty much my taper week, and I pretty much have it in mind, but it's kind of up in the air because it's just like all these numbers are just very easy, so much left in the tank. And I already mentioned what I want to hit for the day. For I mentioned the first attempts. Now for the third attempts, I'm looking for, I want to at least a 1,200 total. Last time my total was 1,069, so it'll be close to 200 pound boost in my total, but it's not for sure. It won't be. I'm looking at 440 squat possibly. That would be like a miracle. 287 bench, miracle. And 501 deadlift. I don't think it'll be a miracle, but I don't want to miss a deadlift, honestly. 512 would be a miracle, but I'm looking at 501. So total, that should be like 1220 something. I don't know. I want to do something like that. Not planning on placing, maybe not first place, maybe third will be the best. There was that pause. And yeah, that's honestly how it's looking for the third attempt. So this is my top single for bench, the 237.5. How I mentioned, this was my top single. But at first, this was supposed to be a top single, and then bam, I was gonna do my working working sets, but it was so easy. And, you know, my friend mentioned, like, why don't you do 240? So I did 243 because that's an actual comp number. And honestly, 243 was even easier. I wanted to do 3 reps right there. And my max is 248. Remember my comp max. So it's not that far off, but, you know, we do have 2 more 5 rep maxes and 3 rep maxes and top singles to go. So I'm just going to relax. And this is 221 3x4. On Monday, I did 221 4x3. That was actually the last video. So 4x3, now it's 3x4. And for Friday, I'm going to do 3x5. I really got to get comfortable with 221 because I did it all last week and now this week. So I kind of just took a bye week on bench. You know, I didn't completely stop, but I just kept it at a stalemate. And I'm gonna go up next week. I'm probably looking at, I say 232. I think for sure I could do that for the working sets. I think for sure 3x4. And, you know, I'm going to get comfortable with that weight. But I'm really just focusing more than anything because I know how the working sets are feeling. They're real, like, pretty comfortable numbers. I'm just focusing on the 5 rep max, 3 rep max, 1 rep max. So for 5 rep max on bench next week, what I want to do is, since I did 243 for 1, I want to do probably 232 for 5. And then, like, my squats coming up single tomorrow will be 374 for 1. So I want to do probably for the 5 rep max on squat, I want to do probably 353 because 353 was or 352, whatever. For the 3 rep max, as you saw in this video, was so easy. I'll probably start with that on 5. And, like, I can do that I can get away with that on squat because I just have so much left in the tank. I'm not really worried about going a little crazy on squat compared to the other two. I'm like, I actually... Deadlift, I'm the most conservative on because, like I mentioned, the bar was just horrible that I had during quarantine. I'm kind of getting used to the whip and the bend on the Texas deadlift bar, which I had been so used to. I got used to it fast. I was so used to it before quarantine because I was a member of that gym close to a year. But, you know, take away 2 months and it was less because of quarantine. So right now I really just want to stay as specific as possible because 2 weeks ago my deadlift just felt weird, but the 2 weeks before that, so pretty much a month ago, that first and second month before the 3rd week my deadlift started feeling off. My deadlifts were like lightning off of the floor. And I even like I said, the 2nd week before, so a month ago, the 1st and 2nd week were good, but the 2nd week of a month ago I used the Ohio power bar to deadlift, and I've never deadlifted with that bar, and it's unnecessary because I compete in USPA, which is, you know, Texas deadlift bar. Got a little overzealous, like I'm trying not to do, and I was like, it was flying with the Ohio power bar, my numbers. And I think I just got, like, within that week I was already getting used to the Texas deadlift bar, and when I came back to use the Texas deadlift bar, I guess I forgot how to use it. And that might sound weird or foreign to anyone, but honestly there's a right way to deadlift with the deadlift bar, and I think I just kind of I had to get used to it again, and I did. So, you know, I need to stop doing stupid things like that, and I think I'll be all set for pretty much August 16th, my next meet, and October 24th, my other meet. And, like, I just want to probably add like 10 to 20 more pounds on my total. And in October, yeah, so I'm gonna kind of go crazy in August, as crazy as I want to, then squeeze 10 to 20 pounds for October. Thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for next time.